If you were to take a look at the Watch It Again list on my Netflix, you'd find a lot of anime. Shows like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood that I have watched over and over and over again, several times from start to finish, and then also shows that I enjoyed but never got around to again, like The Seven Deadly Sins. But there's a new show that recently made its way onto my Watch It Again list, and I'm already on it for my second viewing. It's actually a show that you guys have recommended to Steven and I time and time again, and after I got halfway through the first season, I contacted Steven and told him, you need to get on this right now. This show, it's just so bizarre. Welcome back to Origin Story, everybody. My name is John Duffy, and for the last year, I've been the one and only student of Stephen Ross, the anime trainer. In my first year of training, I overcame mental blocks, a strong sense of self-loathing, and came to the realization that I can improve my body. Last year, it became clear that there are two weak points that sabotage my efforts in 2018, and they both find their roots in inconsistency. If I am to succeed this year, I must redouble my efforts and prove that anyone, even I, can overcome his weaknesses and become a hero of legend. This is Origin Story Respawn. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it lives up to its name. It is very bizarre, and I'm sure that joke's been made before. I just don't care. And I know that most people tend to overlook Part 1. Sometimes they hate Part 1. And I understand. It's got very poor pacing, and the main character is so overly, unrealistically lawful good. It's kind of hard to see any sort of character progression there. But at the same time, you have to appreciate it. Because if it wasn't for Part 1, there'd be no Part 2 or Part 3. Or Part 4, or Part 9, which, as far as I understand, is where the manga is right now. But Part 1 sets things up. It sets up the legacy of the Joestar family, which is kind of important for everything that comes afterwards. And it also sets up a foundation for Part 3, which I will not tell you if you've not yet watched it. It's just really, really good. So if you want to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I encourage you to tough it out for the first half of the first season, and then the rest of it is smooth sailing. But there's one thing that, if you're like me, you'll probably notice from the second episode. These men are... From Jonathan to Dio, from Joseph to the Pillarmen, heck, even as an old guy, Joseph Joestar still has some pretty impressive muscles on that body. Seriously, if you watch episode 1 and look at Jonathan Joestar, our main protagonist for the first arc, he's kind of on the small side, especially for this show. But by episode 2, thanks to a 7-year time skip, it looks like Jonathan ate episode 1 Jonathan and turned him into pure muscle for his manly body. Yes, even underneath all of the clothes that you see him wearing, even this giant trench coat Sherlock Holmes type getup at one point, you can tell this man must have been sculpted from pure marble or something like that. It's just so manly. And is it even possible to do that in real life? Well, yeah, it just takes a lot of work. That's why you don't usually see that. Sadly, as the series progressed, series creator Hirohiko Araki traded those manly sculpted forms for something more on the lean mass side. But it's okay, because the inspiration for those big muscles, that's still there from parts 1 through 3. And that's what caught my attention. That's what I'm taking inspiration for my training from here on out, because that is the kind of body I want for myself. So why not join me on this? Let's see what we can do here. Thanks to Steven's input, I already have begun work on a workout program that is going to take me from here to this. We're talking pecs the size of my head, arms and legs that will move anything that stands in its way, and yeah, abs that could replace a brick wall. And of course, there's the hamon. Now, I'm not going to be using magic sunlight punches anytime soon. But, hamon comes from breathing, doesn't it? And if you've ever watched a video on this channel where you heard some heavy breathing in the background, well, that's me, embarrassingly enough, and you can probably already pick up on some of that here filming this video that we're talking about.
Your breathing is wrong.
But the thing is, Hamon is all about proper breathing control, so maybe that means I need to work in some yoga and some breathing exercises to really help me control my breathing and not be so heavy all the time. It'll also, strengthen my endurance, so that way when I'm actually doing the weightlifting workouts, I might have some more endurance to put on another rep or put on some extra weight or something like that. If I can control my breathing, it can control, or rather, it can increase my strength, the same way that proper breathing controls the Hamon for Joseph and Jonathan. So that takes me to the bodybuilding portion of this training program, and that's obviously probably the most important thing. It's the meat and potatoes of this whole program, because if you want a body like this, you need to actually put in that bodybuilding work. So, here's how we're going to do that. What I learned from Steven is that bodybuilding is all about weightlifting in a certain manner, okay? So you're going to have several exercises to do each day, and you're going to do several sets of those exercises. Those sets should be made up of no less than 8 reps and no more than 12, because putting yourself in that 8 to 12 rep per set range there gives you what your body needs to be building muscle, and that's all I actually know about this. He explained it to me, but I didn't quite understand it, but that's okay. 8 to 12 reps per set, that's what I'm going for. Got it. There's another important thing that any Joestar knows, that secret technique that you pull out at the last second when all else has failed. Running away.
Uh-oh. No.
Now, cardio is not exactly my strong suit. I'm actually asthmatic, and all this extra weight doesn't allow me to do cardio with much grace involved. But cardio is also very important for burning fat, something that I have in spades. So, what I'm going to do to fix that is cardio. As much as I hate cardio, I know that if I've got someone doing it with me, I'm more likely to do it for longer and more efficiently and with less breaks involved, because I've got that accountability of having someone there. And thankfully, my new gym, which I'm looking forward to talking to you about later on, has so many cardio classes that I can take, and they all come with my membership there. So whether I want to do something like hip hop one day or spin class another, I've got cardio classes that are going to lead me on through cardio programs and making sure that I get that high intensity cardio into my workouts. So no longer do I have to trudge along on a treadmill, bored out of my mind because my stupid phone doesn't fit in the charger and then the headphones aren't working or whatever, and I'm just bored and watching the TV up there with the subtitles that I can't even read, because even with these dang glasses, I can't read that! And maybe, not only will I lose fat faster that way, I'll also be able to start doing some of that Joestar running, Honestly, if this works, I'm going to have to attribute all of the success in my cardio to the fact that I'm going to have other people doing it with me. A teacher, an instructor, as well as everyone else around me taking the class with me. See, training solo sucks. It really drains your spirit. It really hurts your consistency, and it hurts your drive. If you don't have anybody there motivating you to keep going, doing it with you, that helps. And that's why here at Real Anime Training, we decided to create the Train Hard Discord server, something that I highly, highly recommend you check out. It's going to be super useful for anyone who comes in, get accountability that way. You can go to jointheanimetrainer.com to learn more about that. Plug over. So, my friends, with a 6-day-a-week bodybuilding program, high-intensity cardio classes a few times each week, as well as breathing exercises and yoga with a proper diet, I am well on my way, hopefully, to becoming a Joestar man in everything except blood, because I'm a Duffy, not a Joestar, but I still want that body. I'm going to need to learn how to pose, too, because I'm not actually sure. Guys, this is just the beginning of 2019, and I really do hope you come along with me on this journey. If you want to be on this journey, you need to hit that subscribe button. because I'm going to be putting out videos, keeping you updated, showing you how this is going, and maybe you can get some inspiration from this, and maybe you can inspire me too. So that subscribe button is there for a reason, so go ahead and knock its lights out with a zoom, Hamon overdrive, zoom punch.
Extendo arm, overdrive, overdrive, overdrive.
I don't know, don't hit your screen because that would, I'm not buying you a new screen, okay? I'm not. But seriously guys, it is going to be a long and arduous journey, and I hope to see you join me on it. And rest assured, Steven has been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I can tell you, he's got several JoJo training programs that he's currently working on, and we will hopefully be bringing to the channel very soon. And until next time, my friends, good luck and train hard.